I don't really have anything to say. I don't know if I even want to write a song right now. I'm just sitting in a spot that has some meaning for me personally. Sort of. Sort of sitting in a spot that has meaning. Sort of making meaning out of spots. I can't even play while I'm holding my phone, so this is a talking video. I'm getting very freckly from the sun. This was Brian's old apartment with Nicholas Stutzman. I wrote a nice long thing to my patrons today on Patreon. I gave them links to some of the YouTube things, the unauthorized TED Talk, one of the ones with lots of songs in it, a download code and a link to known/unknown, and just kind of thanked them and talked a little about my creative process lately. Just doing a lot more and sort of the flow of life feeling faster and just kind of trying to roll with it and flow with it and get more and more comfortable with what it feels like to be a human being experiencing all of this energy and flow. Sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Cool pants. So, I was on the sidewalk because the grass was really prickly looking, but that was pretty rude. Okay, hey! So, okay. I recognize that guy, but I can't remember why. Anyway, yeah. My town is cute. It's been nice to live here lately. Just trying to be okay with simple things, small things. Oh yeah, message to my patrons. Yeah, like I'm really grateful that I have patrons. Like, who has patrons? Like, cool, yay Patreon. If you want to be a patron, it's only like $2 a month minimum, and you can be in my like personal fan club, and I just ramble and I give you you know, downloads to things occasionally, or the people at the $20 a month level, I mail them packages once every season, just of anything. Sometimes it's a burned CD, like a homemade bit of merch. Sometimes it's random things like little notebooks or stickers or pencils. It's very weird. Yeah, just learning to embrace my own weirdness and not feel ashamed of it. Like I think when I was young, I came to believe what the people who make fun of weird people believe about weird people, which is like as if weird people are doing it to get attention. As if weird people are like wanting to be weird, so they're trying to out-weird themselves. And it's like, sure, I'm sure there's some weird people who are like that, but like mine is almost the opposite, where it's like I'm deeply embarrassed to be abnormal on some topics, and I wish I could be more normal on some topics, because it's created a lot of like existential pain in my life of like, where do I belong? Who do I belong to? Just myself and anybody else who accepts weirdness, but I don't even belong specifically to other weird people, because when I look at like certain genres of weird, I'm like, well, I'm not that kind of weird. I'm like wholesome, and you're maybe really this or that, you know. And it can be very difficult when you're, I guess, for lack of a better way to say it, it sounds like I'm excited about this, but it's not a brag, because you probably don't want to be this. I don't know, nobody wants to be this, but I feel like that being authentically weird, where you're literally just weird by default, just by being really, 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 really authentically yourself, and then you become such a specific thing, like such a tiny, tiny specific thing, tiny as in like a point of light, or a stone inside of something that's pressuring it to become itself. It's like, now you're this very specific grain of sand or stone or whatever you want to think of for that metaphor, and it's like, it's not enviable, because that thing doesn't belong. I mean, some people envy that, like, oh look, you know yourself, or oh, you have such a specific sense of self. Like, I used to envy people like that, if I'm really honest. I really did. I envied people who really seemed to know themselves and just proudly and openly just became and were themselves. I loved it. I envied it all the time. So what am I talking about? But I guess then with each step that I took towards becoming more like that, I didn't like what I had to give up in order to be that way. And so that's why I've complained so much about being me. That's why a lot of my videos are just complaining about the awkwardness of becoming yourself and complaining about how that feels or what it's like to, I don't know, just so many different steps of the journey. Trying to reconcile what was told to me of what I should do with what actually has felt right. And that reconciling is very difficult when you are naturally weird. And when you don't even want to be weird, but you just are. Anyway. So if you relate to that, if you're someone who's weird and you're not trying to be weird and you're actually wishing you kind of weren't weird and maybe you devoted a lot of your energy in your life to trying to be less weird, I will tell you the way both those stories end. If you are naturally weird and you're trying not to be weird, like you're trying to cover it up because you think it's embarrassing or because random articles from like ASCAP or BMI or something are telling you shouldn't be X, Y, or Z version of weird, you should be uniformly rubber stamp applying for this thing and doing that thing and fixing your brand and building your business and da-da-da-da-da and applying for this or that thing, and like whatever things they're telling you are the only way to be successful. And I don't listen to me about success financially, but still, I'm still going to speak to this. But like, if someone's implying that the only way for you to be successful is something one size fits all, then just check that against your own conscience and observational abilities. Has that been true for all the other artists that you've ever liked or admired? Are they all the same? Did they all get to the point they're at the same way? Because if the answer is no, then all of those articles telling you what to do are wrong. And not just wrong for everyone. This sounds backwards, but like they're wrong even for somebody less weird than you. But if you identify deep in your soul as someone who's kind of weird and you're trying to like hide it or box it in or do everything the right way, there's no right way to become yourself. All you can do is just like keep becoming yourself and keep figuring out what's more and more and more and more authentically me. And it feels like boxing out, and it feels like rebelling. It feels like being a constant teenager, rebelling against rules and authority, because those authority figures are normal society, and you're trying to figure out, but how do I want to be a leader in my own life? Even if nobody ever follows me, how do I want to lead in my own life? How do I want to lead myself forward? And if you can't do that even for yourself, how would you expect anyone else to follow you? And like, if you're busy trying to figure out who to follow so you can lead, that doesn't make sense. So stop following. Stop following everything. Don't follow other people's Instagram accounts unless they make you feel good or make you feel resonance. Don't follow how other people are doing anything. Stop following me. If I'm contradictory for you in a way that does not light your fire, don't follow me. Please. Please. I don't want to be anything that hinders somebody's creative process or creative growth or growth as a leader in their own life, a leader of their own vision and their own truth. I don't want to be a hindrance to you. I'm just trying to figure out how to lead myself, because I've had to lead myself out of the wrong forest most of my life. Like, if you were plopped down on this earth into the wrong forest, it takes a lot of soul searching to figure out how to become your own knight in shining armor and lead your way out. But it does not involve pulling out old dusty maps that other people made that are based on other people's abilities and preferences. That doesn't work. So the sooner that you start throwing away those maps or rewriting or adding annotations at the very least to the maps that other people have handed you, like if somebody says you have to do this and register this in order to get this and this and this and this, add your own annotations. Maybe don't throw the whole thing out, but maybe be like, yeah, but so-and-so didn't do that. And I resonate more with so-and-so. So let's find out what they did. Anyway, random thoughts from a life of exploring. This grass is really pokey and it's hurting my bum. Okay, bye. Hi, honey. How are you? Yes. Trying to... You gonna come by me? Wow. I never had a deer walk closer to me. Hi, honey. Hi. Are you friendly? What is going on? Hi. Hi, sweetie. Do you want to come by me? Come here. Oh, come here. This is the closest a deer's ever come to me on purpose. Hi, sweetie. Hi. What's going on? Are you making sure we're safe? Hi. Want to come by me? Or are you just trying to eat something and I'm in your way? Okay. I'll leave you be. Goodbye. Oh my gosh. Can I walk by? Or will this scare you? Goodbye, sweetie. It was very nice to meet you. I'll see you later. Are you still scared? No? Not really. I'm just talking. I'll stop talking. I'm gonna go this way, okay? It was very nice to meet you. Thank you for being here. You're so cute. I'll see you later. Goodbye. I suppose I should let it just eat. Goodbye.